Okay. All right, we're live. Hi, everybody. This is Lily, and I'm with my cousin Steve. He's a realtor here in the DC area. And we want to talk about partners, using partners when it comes to real estate. Some people call it susu. Some people, I think the Koreans call it keel. And I think the Chinese call it chi. So you have different racial groups who have different names for pretty much the same thing. And so, Steve, if you can introduce yourself, let the people know like how long you've been a realtor, what areas in the DC vicinity that you cover, so that they can have some background knowledge on you.
Yeah, I'm Ronald Steve Harris. I've been in real estate for over 14 years in DMV, DC, Maryland, Virginia. And I do single family home, townhome, and sometimes work with contractors, investors, investing.
Okay, so you're an investor-friendly realtor.
Right.
Okay. Now, for the American people who are not familiar with partner, susu, chi, ki, if you can just give them an update on what that is, what it is, and why it came into being. From what my mother told me, and see if you agree, she said that because in Jamaica, the banks were so far away, that a lot of times neighbors would just come together and kind of have like their own savings club and pull their money together. But since you're more into the profession, since you're a little bit more familiar with it, if you can explain it a little bit better than I can.
Okay, well, my understanding of partner in Jamaica is family member, friends come together. These are trusted people. Mm-hmm. And they elect one person as the banker. The figures can be as low as $100 to thousands of dollars. And then each week, after each pay period, each person it could be a fixed amount, $10. Every week you give $10. And each week, a person get a draw, which is the maximum of that week. Each person get it. It can run to a year, but every week in a year, it's going to be 52 person. They get a draw. And they use that money to do many different things. I assume in the US it wouldn't be not legal because you don't pay taxes on it. It's just saving. You save your money, but you avoid the bank.
Okay.
That's all it is.
Just want to say hello to Hemproot and Leon. And if you guys have questions or you want to add something to it, feel free to make a comment. All right. Here's the thing now. We're no longer in Jamaica. We're in the United States.
Right.
Yet, a lot of Jamaicans, a lot of Koreans, a lot of Chinese still set up these systems here in America. The only thing that I can think of as to why is maybe because banks are a little bit strict when it comes to loaning money to people. Mm-hmm. So, but what are your thoughts on that?
Well, I guess they bring their tradition over, and it works for them.
Okay.
Because the pot is big enough, then that person can loan. I mean, you have a couple of people who can say, okay, you can take my 1, 2, 3, 4 draw, and how it works, because still you have to go through the legal system. So what they do is maybe give a family member to put it in their bank account, and that person write them as a gift over a period of time, so they can use that money as a down payment.
Okay.
That's the way I think they use to avoid the legal system. It works.
Oh, okay. But when somebody is buying a house here in America, do the banks recognize the funds in a partner? Like, let's say they don't have a relative that has a bank account, but they want to buy a house. And let's say the money that they save and plus the money that they have with the partner is enough maybe for a down payment on a house. Or in some states, you can actually buy a whole house. Like Detroit, you can get a house for maybe like $7,000 or something like that. Or actually it went up to like 33,000. So let's say they have that money in a partner. Would they have any problems either getting a loan from the bank, or like when you realtors try to qualify people, would that hinder them or what?
The thing is, they have to, the bank needs to know where that money is coming from. They need a trail.
Why they need to know? As long as they got the money.
It doesn't work that way. It doesn't work that way. They need to make sure it's not some drugs money or whatever the case is. But some of these people, they can get around that. As I said, the example is ask a friend to write them a gift check. Mm-hmm. They have a letter, they sign an addendum, and they prove if the person is doing the check have X amount of money in their bank, mm-hmm. then that's fine because it doesn't affect what they're getting. So.
Okay. Yeah, because I know that, this is not partner, but someone had shared with me a long time ago that there was a guy who was actually here illegally, Mexican, not Jamaican. And he actually owned his own business, cleaning service, cleaning offices, and he made 6 figures legally here in America. So I'm thinking, someone like him is probably more qualified than most people to buy their own home, but somebody like him would.
Yeah, but I don't think he can do it. I think he works through maybe people
that are legal.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. And I was going to ask you, what if someone is not able to pay the partner money back? Because you said that it has to be done. But I don't know that.
If someone is not able to pay that money back, and this is all about trust.
You're right.
There's no legal recourse for the banker who's holding the money or the people who's in the partner.
But in real estate, anything can happen. Because I got ripped off.
Right.
And it took me 2 years to get back to where I am today. So what I mean is, do the people that are in the partner or in the susu kick that person out, or is some sort of sympathy given when they find out, hey, this person was actually ripped off, that's why they can't pay or put the money back in on time? Can they put, like, let's say, pay back little by little in order to get into the partner? Do you know?
They can do that, but if the person has said, I'm not going to pay it back. Because I've seen an example where someone said, I'm not going to pay it back. Everyone take a loss. That person doesn't get back into it.
Okay.
But everyone take a loss.
Yeah, sometimes.
It's risky.
Yeah.
You save, but at the same time, it's a risky venture.
Okay. But yeah. All right. Oh, hi, Angel. Again, if you have any questions or comments or you want to add to what we're talking about people who use partner, susu, key money to buy homes here in America. I just wanted to touch on that because a lot of Americans are not familiar with that system, and my background is West Indian, and you probably can hear our accent as well in the video. All right, moving on. I want to just touch on a little bit more about the DC area where you work. I want to know if this is a buyer or seller's market, do you feel?
It is a seller's market. Right now, there are more people looking property than property available.
Okay, because I see a lot of construction going on, like more construction here than in several other cities that I've been into, that I've visited. Even more here than Baltimore, New York, or Georgia. I know, and Detroit for a fact, there's way more housing being built up. So that's why it kind of looked like it was probably more.
No, it's a seller's market.
Okay. And I want to touch on the older homes versus the newer homes. Now, you said you work with contractors, so you probably work more with the new construction, or?
I work with both. The older home is just people preference. Some people like the older home over a newer home because at least the older home is already settled. It's, depends on the neighborhood it's in. There's certain new homes cannot build in certain neighborhoods.
Oh.
And a lot of people trying to get into that neighborhood said, they would go for that older home. While some first-time home buyer, if they're qualified for that new home, they'd rather go in the new home, avoiding, maintenance for the next 5-10 years.
Right.
Yeah.
But normally in a lot of cities, they give subsidies if you get the new home, or if you buy in certain neighborhoods. Do they have that here in the DC area still? I know they used to about 10 years ago. Is that still going on?
Yes, if you're buying a new home, the contractor, the builder, usually they gave you maybe like $10,000 for down payment, just incentives.
Okay.
They usually get from new home from the builders.
Okay.
So if you come to the table with your own finances, like your own, you qualify with a bank. And you're getting $10,000, $15,000, you're going to walk away from that bank and use their institution.
Okay. You know what I forgot to ask you about owner financing. So let's say instead of the person going to the bank for their financing, they find a home that's being owner financed, but that person only have partner money. They don't have bank money. What suggestions do you have for the person who is selling their home? What precautions should they take with that, with that person? Is there any precautions they should take, or?
Yeah, there's a lot, because remember, this person's using partner money because they're not in the system.
Right.
Most of them are not in the system legally, so unless they're paying you cash, then but if they're trying to get a loan from you, that may be risky. If they're coming to the table with all cash, then I don't see a problem. But if
it's only a down payment, then it's an issue.
Unless it's rent to purchase.
Okay. All right, because you have lease option and then you have lease purchase. So you're saying lease purchase is a little bit better than the lease option.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, that pretty much sums up the whole interview. I hope this clarifies things for those of you who are American. When you hear the term susu and partner, you know what that's about. And those of you who use susu and partner, I hope that also lets you know how the banks view you and how realtors will view you when you're trying to buy a home here in America. It's not seen the same way as when you're using it in your country. So again, if you have any questions, even after the video, just leave the comments below and we will try to respond to them as best we can. Thanks, goodbye, and enjoy the rest of your weekend. Kids say, see you later.
See you. Bye.